Now we're in the Western Sound. This is another new region. Let's see if we can get some sea bass to round out these blackfish while we still have some time. And you know, the wind is blowing southwest, so that's why I want to use that landmass over there to block the wind. Let's see, we don't have much time. I probably got 2 hours, so we're gonna have to make it work very efficiently. Go up to the rock, you know, probably drop crab at first, and if we're not getting bites or it's just too hard to hold the rock, then I'll just drift with metals or soft plastics. The Sound gave us a trade. She said you can have 3 blackfish, but I'm gonna take your anchor and mess up your trolling motor. She doesn't give up her bounty easily, because I think the sea bass are gonna be a little deeper. So I wanna try this like rock pile a little bit deeper. Hopefully I can just kind of hold in the vicinity. But you know, I got all these crabs, wanna use them up. I don't think it's gonna be gangbusters. This place doesn't really look very toggy. This looks like porgies and sea bass to me. We got crab eaters, probably porgies. Oh, it feels okay. It's big porgy. Ooh. Dang. Man. Big porgies. All right, I want to try another place. See, that's soft bottom though. That's soft bottom. That yellowy, that means it's like sand or mud. We need to get to like hard reds. That's how we know we got hard bottom, you know. And I think we're gonna find that over here, like in this mound. I'll keep trying. There's like one more little patch right here, and then we'll go to the mound. I really miss having my trolling motor. It's just showing me how much I've begun to rely on that thing. All right, so definitely has some life here. I think it's small porgies. Ooh, that didn't feel small. Oh, it's just giant porgies. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Freaking cruiser porgy. 15. Okay, so I made it over to that hump that I was talking about, where I thought there would be, you know, a better bottom for blackfish, and you know, I was right that there were more blackfish over here, but for some reason they really weren't biting very much. Here you're gonna see some tiny ones pecking at the crab, but look over there to the left, and there's a decent sized blackfish just kind of you know, looking around. He gets a pretty good look at this, but is not interested. Yeah, this is like 25 feet about, and the boulders were a little tightly packed up on this hump, which is, you know, ideal. This is ideal for blackfish, but I didn't get many bites, so I didn't stay here very long actually. Yeah, I think the main reason is just the tide was switching. So, you know, you've seen that sea bass there. He's just kind of chilling. The tide does funny things, especially for blackfish. They just don't seem to be biting, at least in this area. So I think that's what it was. So I didn't really stay here. I went back to some of the deeper, like 40-foot spread out boulders right after this. I'm gonna just keep dropping crabs near these rocks, going back to like where the porgies were. I'm just gonna try and get a sea bass. Big porgies are fun too. Drift is pretty slow. There is some movement. I think it's like wind against tide. It's weird, I really wasn't getting any bites in the shallow where the hump is. But out here and off the side of the hump, there's some like scattered boulders. And I'm getting bites, more bites out here. I mean, I think it's just porgies, but maybe there's a sea bass or a blackfish. I think that was a sea bass just sitting right there on it. Yeah, it feels like a pretty decent sea bass. Ooh. Just sitting on that rock. Oh yeah, that's a keeper. Nice. All right. Nice. Western Sound keeper. He's almost 18. See, the key with that was we just dropped perfectly. We dropped perfectly on that rock. You saw it coming down from the top. And I didn't even have to move it. I had a feeling something ate it as soon as it hit the bottom. That was a good rock. Let's try another one. I'm not even gonna take 2 passes on these rocks because they're so isolated. Oh, what is that? I think that's a blackfish. Dude, I think that's a blackfish. Oh, it's a porgy. Holy cow. Wow. Just monster porgies. Oh. Oh my gosh. Alright. Let's try a different rock. This is another new rock. Oh yeah. Oh, it's a blackfish. That's cool. First blackfish in the Western Sound today. Oh, dude. Just keep moving, I think. Too short. Oh, didn't even hit the bottom. I was going to reel it in. These porgies are all over. Oh, look at that. Someone's already got it. Oh, that might be a blackfish. Oh, yeah. What? Oh my goodness. Wow. When the porgies feel like blackfish, that is gotta be a 16-incher. Oh my gosh. You watch, I won't be able to catch them like this again. It's just all porgies. Alright guys, that's it. Gotta get in. Sun's going down. It's about 5 o'clock. So, yeah, we did a full day. First time I've done a full day, probably ever. But, you know, it wasn't like a full day on the water because we had to travel a bit, but that was a lot of fun. I really gotta say, that was a lot of fun. I wish I could do that more often. But just thankful that, you know, just thankful that I could do it. So, yeah, the tally, you know, 3 really nice, solid keeper blackfish and 1 keeper sea bass. There were a few lessons learned, I would say. I'll have to review the underwater footage, but I think the Eastern Sound actually reminds me more of the Western Sound than the Middle. And the Middle Sound is kind of different than the other two. You know, there's like more sand. Seems like a little bit more sandy. And the boulders are kind of spread out. But, you know, there's places in the Western Sound where the boulders are tightly packed. And definitely in the Eastern Sound, there's a lot of tightly packed boulders. And I think just, you know, the fishing pressure is just not as severe in the Eastern Sound. You got better current. So you just have bigger fish, but they're similar. It's actually very similar. I see why the, you know, the trolling motors with spot lock really are more useful out east. Whereas, you know, in the Western Sound, you don't have, the currents aren't that strong. Like, they're strong, but you can manage it with a typical anchor. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you on the next one.